Hey there guys, this is Kingslien. So, we're getting ready to run the Animal Anatomy R3 class. You can see I'm actually in India right now, okay, working on an anatomy presentation that we're putting on here in Delhi. Anyways, I wanted you to know that I will be there for the first class, which is this Saturday at 10 a.m. in California. Okay, that's going to be quite late for me, but I will be there. Now, what are you getting as part of this class? What's going to be the thing that you get out of it? The most important thing that I think you're going to get out of Animal Anatomy R2 isn't what I'm going to bring to the table. I'm going to do my best to make that this a stellar experience for you. But the most important thing you're going to get out of it is exactly what I got out of Marshall's class, and that is this totally different perspective on drawing than anybody else I've ever seen teach it. He is 100% responsible for the draw-overs that I do in almost every single tutorial I make today. He's the one that planted that seed in my brain and gave me the tools to make that happen. And that's going to be one of the key things you're going to learn, is just how do you draw. Not how do I make a good drawing, but how do you draw, or better said, how do you communicate form through drawing? Because that's what you're going to need as a sculptor to get better at understanding what your strengths and weaknesses are. If you can draw form, not draw well, I'm not talking about a flourish of line, I'm not talking about any of this stuff. I'm just saying, can you draw a line in 3D space that is accurate or really close to accurate? If you can do that, then you're going to be able to pinpoint your strengths and your weaknesses much faster than you ever could before. And you'll find that you'll slowly just start leveling up. And that's what we want. We want you to be leveling up. So drawing is going to be a super important part of what you learn in this class. And you're going to be learning it, in my opinion, in exactly the way sculptors need to learn it, okay? Which is these 3D grid lines in space. So that's really important. But you're also going to be learning anatomy. Now, Marshall's going to go through the entire spectrum of animal anatomy, comparative anatomy. Okay, and then this is the part that I think is just really awesome, is he's going to do those drawing lectures. He's got all the slides, everything. He's got all the knowledge, and he's a fantastic, fantastic teacher. He's going to take you through all that, and then I'm going to build on all of that. So what he does in the demos, in the presentations, we're going to actually do inside of ZBrush. We're going to take the female anatomy model that ships with ZBrush, okay, and we're going to actually take that skeleton, those muscles. So you don't have to start over from scratch. You don't have to build all these muscles. We're going to use that model and then convert it from a female to a horse to a human, I should say, to a horse, to all this other stuff that's going to be possible. Because ultimately, when you get into designing creatures, you're designing characters that have different anatomy, you're talking about animal and human hybrids. That's the thing that animal anatomy gives us. It gives us this wealth of knowledge that we did not have before. And it was not available in human anatomy. You know, how many metatarsals, I'm using my fingers, it should be my toes. How many metatarsals does a dog have? How many do a horse have? What happens to the metacarpals? What happens to the phalanges? You know, all of that stuff is super important. What about a bat? You know, what happens to the phalanges in a bat? What happens to the thumb? You know, all of that. That's the kind of stuff. Once you know it, you're able to stretch this anatomical knowledge that you've got into creating and designing creatures that, quite simply, you couldn't do before. So you have to take this class. All right? Sign up for it. I'll see you in there, and good luck with your sculpting.